Hiya, I'm Jasper, and welcome to your video review for Kaze and the Wild Masks. It's a video game that's out for a couple systems, I think, but I played it on the Switch. So, as always, I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and the furry. To start off the furry, well, Kaze is a rabbit. There's a couple of other rabbits that make an appearance, and the whole Wild Masks thing, they add, it's sort of like fursuits, adding a dragon reptile thing or like a tiger thing, that sort of thing. So quite a bit of furry in this. Moving on to the good and the bad. So before I bought this game, I watched a couple reviews and they kept on talking about how it was very much like the old 2D side-scroller Donkey Kong games. I've never played any of those, so I was like, okay, cool. But what it is that it's a side-scrolling 2D platformer, and it's set up sort of like how you would imagine some of those side-scrolling ones, where like the Super Mario style, where you have the worlds and then the different levels on the worlds. So there's four worlds, and the first one has 6 levels plus a boss level, and then the other 3 have 7 levels plus a boss level. But each of them has an unlockable world. Like each one of those worlds has an unlockable world. But you have to get, so in each level as you're going along, there's usually in some like odd out of the way place, there's a particular colored gem. You go there and then you either collect the things or survive or destroy the things, whatever the little task is that it has you do. And there's 2 of those in every level, and it forms a gem. So if you get the gem for all of the other levels, then you can unlock the bonus level. I didn't do that. I didn't have enough because I didn't have enough gems in each world, because the world, like the gems aren't transferable between worlds. It's just that world, and I just didn't get enough. The other thing that I will say is that I played it in casual status. I started off as normal, but I was like, I'm doing this more for fun. So I played it in casual status, which means there's more hearts. So it's sort of like if you remember the old Super Mario 2D side-scroller ones, where if you're tiny and you get hit and you die, so you get a mushroom, so you're bigger. But you get hit once and you go back to small, and then you get hit once again and you're dead. And in this case, instead of getting bigger or smaller or whatever, Kaze has a little heart thing that appears like floating next to her, and then the next level up is a gold thing. So you could theoretically get hit once from gold to red, and then from red to nothing, and then the next one kills you. And then the other thing is that, much like with the other Marios, if you fall down, because there's a bunch of empty spots at the stage because it's a platformer, then you die and you have to restart. So in this one, in the casual mode, the heart things appear more often, and then checkpoints, well, there is still the checkpoints. There's more like invisible checkpoints where you're going along, and if you die, then instead of starting all the way back at the beginning, you might start like a little bit further ahead. Still, there aren't as many as you think, especially towards the end, even in casual status. But yeah, I would say that, so it is a lot of fun. I enjoyed it because even if I did have to start back, they're well-designed levels because they have a rhythm to them. So if you could just get the rhythm down, like they designed the incoming hazards or the incoming bad guys as like if you just continue on, like it's not always like go straight ahead, like there are some timing things, but if you just figure out what the pattern and the beats are that they want you to do, you can have a pretty solid going forward and get all the bonus things that you need, because there's the gems that you collect, and then there's also, if you get 100 of the purple things, good job for you, and if you collect little floating letters that spell out Kaze, good for you again. I never collected all of them for a whole world, so I don't know if there's something else that happens, but as far as I can tell, there isn't. It's just like a completionist thing of like collect the things. But I was hoping for a little bit more, like more levels, because the Super Mario games, they have way more levels, and in like the Super Mario 3D Worlds has way more levels. So I appreciate that these are well-designed levels, because I think that that's better than having a whole like huge amount of just like lazily designed levels that don't have a good rhythm to them. So I do appreciate how well these were designed, but I was hoping for more of them. But I did get the game, I think, for like $25, so I don't know if that's just it's been out for so long price, or if it ever was $60, but for $25, I think it's an acceptable number of levels. I just was hoping for a little bit more because I was having fun. The different masks give her different powers. So like one of the like the dragon one forces her to run forward at all times, like there's no stopping. Another one of them gives her like a dash, and one of them gives her like the ability to fly. So there's different little abilities, and they're fun enough. The colors and sprites and everything else, like she's always visible. Like I never got lost with like where she was. So that was good because I know some games it just they blend into the background too much with the sprite style. But in this one, she was very visible the whole time, and so that was good. The controls were tight. That was well done. Like I never felt like it was too loose or that things were unfair in how they were, set up. I will say that the cutscenes, such as they were, there was like one at the beginning and then like one in between each world, but they're so short and they're more of like a motion comic, and there's zero dialogue, absolutely no dialogue. There's some like facial expressions, and that's about it. So there's basically no story, but it's a platformer. Were you really expecting a story? No, I just would have been nice to have like a little bit of dialogue or a little bit of impetus, even if it's something that's veneer, just some veneer of a story like how the Super Mario ones are, where Bowser kidnaps Peach and he has to go save him. It didn't even feel like there was that because there was no written there wasn't even text. Okay, that's just how blank it was. And then the music, it got so repetitive. I turned off the music and watched and listened to my own things while playing this game. But it was fun, and I would say that if you like platformers, to give this one a shot because I think it's well designed. It is a little fast. Well, I mean, I also played in casual status, but there's not quite as many levels as I was hoping. Is what I should say. But still, fun time and looks fun, well designed. So give it a shot if platformers are your thing. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you the next one. Bye.